So next job, we've got a gentleman called Pablo who's come along. He's here from Chile and he's asked us to install a dual integral system to his vessel. So that's two 9 kilowatt generators, one for each engine, and they're going to support a 48 volt battery bank, and that power is going to be transferred down to the 12 volt battery bank to support the vessel as designed by Peugeot. So let's go have a look and see what we're going to do there.
Well, we've just changed the solar MPPT controllers from 12 volt to 48 volt, so they won't now charge the new lithium battery bank that we've put in. We've also added these DC-DC chargers here, so they'll take 48 volts going in and then put 12 volts out into the 12 volt banks. Yeah, so I've just finished connecting the negatives up, all the positives are connected, and it's the big tidy up in here. Yay! I need to step out of here because I've been in here far too long and I'm claustrophobic now.
Well, my name is Pablo Valenzuela, I'm from Chile, and we're here to do some major upgrades to the boat. That we will be installing some integral systems in both motors and putting a big battery bank and also an inverter. So that's the main equipment, but there's a lot of other minor stuff on the work.
Before I go live, make sure everything's open. Hopefully they're all solid, which I'm sure they are. Okay, so we just need to transfer our new shore power and make sure we pick up the isolation transformer. Right, Rob, this is ready to go live whenever you want it, right? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to start putting fuses in a minute on the DC side. Are you okay with that? Yeah. All your 35s and 70s are terminated, yeah? Yeah. So yeah, we're basically at the stage where we're going to start commissioning. So I'm going to start putting all the fuses in everything. And before we close all the breakers everywhere downstream, we'll just check polarities, make sure everything's cool. And polarities are correct everywhere. I'm sure they will be, but always good to check. So I tend to put all my load fuses in first. Doesn't really matter because the BMS remains open, but it's just, we know we're working dead system. Then I'll move over to the battery side, apply them, and we'll go live. So let's get them in. Fuses in, it's about to go live, so something just we always do is stick the pin codes around. We can change all of these, but the owner's not on board, so I don't know what number would suit him, so I'm just going to make sure they're available. They're all in the Victron paperwork. So these are the battery protects, I'll just put this one above the BMS. Now we can access that, and we want to identify each of these fuses, let them know which one's what on Victron Connect, and I'll do that now. So I've just updated to let the system know it's 48 volts, so you're going to see everything's come on. First things first, before we do anything, we need to update this software, so we'll do that. So I need to set the battery capacity as one of the first things to do. So this is, here we got, call that 200 amp hours at 48 volts, okay? So that's 400 amp hours at 48 volts is what our system is. We're going to turn off fuses 3 and 4 because there is no fuse. Now we're going to call string 1. We're going to call fuses, so just as per these, remind myself, we've got Quattro and Integral. So they're there, but they need to be called or multi. So now they've all been set and addressed. You can see I've got 3 green lights right the way through the system. That's step 1. Okay. So we've got battery protect. See which one. You see that one is letting me in. Actually eats your battery power doing this as well. Okay, so this one. So here's Pablo's equipment, all boxed and ready to go. So that's what we're going to be fitting to his vessel. And this is our display, and this is a good way for when clients come in and ask us about Integrel, just to show them really the size of the unit, how it attaches to the engine. And so this is a 9 kilowatt alternator at 48 volts. Right, so now we've stepped off the boat, let's have a look at the drawings and the schematics we've created. Okay, so this is our drawing. We've produced this to support the installation we've done on the boat. So basically on the Integrel side, we've got the 2 alternators, okay, and power is going to be, as either engine is started, power will be generated. It's going to come through the motor controllers. It's going to be sent back through the switch and then into the Lynx system. That power is going to go across the Lynx system through the BMS and the shunt and then directly into the batteries. The amps being measured through the negatives on each of them, and that's communicated through the network back through the switch and into the Integrel system. And again, that information is going to be transferred and displayed on the Integrel monitor. Okay, through the CAN bus system, that's also going to be converted into the Cerbo GX, and that information will be mirrored on our touchscreen here. So secondary to that, we have our charging via shore power. We don't have a generator in this case, but our multi has been provided here, so 10k multi. So this 10k multi can invert power out of the batteries, again through our Lynx, to arrive here to then transfer 230 volts to the boat. Okay, and the original system, which Pablo asked us to maintain, there was I think it was a 3k multi, and again it's a redundancy or an alternative method, actually inverting power from the 12 volt bank. Okay, and with its own controller, which is local to the chart table area. We actually incorporated a changeover contactor, so the full 230 volt load of the boat can be supplied either via the 10k multi or by the 3k multi. So to bear in mind that this is a 48 volt generator system, or a storage system to support the 12 volt system, which is the original design of the boat by, in this case, Phantom Peugeot. Okay, so really it's about how do we get that power from the 48 volt system and transfer it to the 12 volt battery bank. All right. So again, we're going to have in our installation here, we take the power from the batteries through the Lynx system. We're going to go via our battery protects. So should we have a stop discharge command, the battery BMS will control that, but then we go through here and then the power arrives to our MPPTs. And we used MPPTs because they have a 3-stage charge algorithm, and they will keep our 12 volt system either in flow or provide charging as needed. Traditionally we used to use DC-DC chargers, but there was a constant demand or constant supply of power, so we found these to be better. So these MPPTs are fused on the incoming side and on the outgoing side, or the battery side as well. Okay, so yeah, that's 48 volt power through a DC-DC charger to arrive at the 12 volt battery system, and then that 12 volt is supplied to the boat and the original systems. Okay, so this is our 230 volt drawing. Okay, and again we've provided this just as to support the installation we've supplied. Okay, so to start, the power can come in from shore power, okay, through the shore power RCD, and this switch represented here, this is basically a system that we employ to ensure in the event of failure of our inverter, we can still take shore power to the boat and still apply charge to the existing system or any alternative charges, or certainly get power to our sockets and services on board. Okay, so again the power will come from shore. It will bounce with the option of being used here, but it will bounce to our multi. It will transfer through our multi and then back down to our switch. Our normal operation will be in position number 2, so that it will always run that way. In the event of failure, we can convert that to position number 1 and take it directly from shore power. Then that power will run down to our contactor, which will be on normally closed, and then that will transfer to our main distribution board and our lower air conditioning system board. So Pablo had an original inverter system, so it's a Phoenix 3 kilowatt inverter, which was supported by a 12 volt battery bank, and again he asked us to keep that in as an option for him to invert power, and also independently of the 48 volt battery system. So we have that on a dual purpose contactor. So normally closed contacts are on the 10K system, and normally open contacts are on the 3K inverter system. So the 3K inverter has its own remote battery switch, or its remote on switch, and when that's actuated, that will transfer the load of the boat to that inverter, and again separation of services will be kept at all times. So people might ask, how can we supply the same loads with a 10K inverter or a 3K inverter? And the reason behind this is the 10K inverter has been installed to provide power for an induction cooker and an induction hob, which to still be installed, so gas is going to come off the boat. The rest of those loads will be shared, obviously, with the breakers and the cables sized accordingly. Okay, let's get back on the boat. Yeah, I've plugged in to the bottom of it here. I've removed all external influences, so it's got its short power, it's got its battery voltage, our communications direct to our PC. Once we program its settings, let it know battery type, various other things, chargers and stuff. So now we're updated, we can change our settings as we want them, and they'll be saved for the new system. Our 48 volt batteries, so bank 1, bank 2.
Okay.
These, just so you know, are for the Integrel system that measure the amps through the negatives. Right.
The current, yes.
So current comes into here, right? And it comes across, measured through the shunt and the BMS. And you've got your various fuses for services, so Quattro, Integral, load, charge. So basically, this is the solar.
Okay.
Coming from the back, the 48 volt solar, okay? And this is the DC-DC chargers that are going to load up the 12 volt system.
Okay.
So for any reason we want to shut down, the BMS will control that to turn off, or that to turn off, and then protect the batteries. All right.
When I decided to install Integrel generators in the motors, I contacted the people from Integrel, and they give me several choices close to the Iberian Peninsula, and one was Gibraltar, and I got in contact with Dave. I wrote to him, he wrote me back, and we established a very good communications, and that's why I decided to do the work here. And I had to come to Gibraltar, so it was a perfect situation for me. What I have seen till now, I have seen a very professional work.
So we said we've got basically shore power comes in, okay? It comes really to this box here first, okay? So that if this fails, we can bypass it, and you switch this to number 1, and all the systems on the boat will work from shore power. From shore power. So this either switches power through from shore power, or it inverts power from the batteries. So come out of this multi. You have an RCD here, okay?
And that switches for?
That's for this. So inverted power must be protected.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is from the output of the inverter.
Exactly.
Up to 30.
Yes.
Okay.
So inside here, just so you're aware of it, you can see there's an RCD and an MCB. Okay, the MCB limits it, so you've got 10 kilowatts, so 63 amps. Okay, so if for any reason you're not getting power, this is where you come and look. Okay. So that you can see I've got mains available and I'm in bulk charge at the moment.
Okay, so it's charging the batteries.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And this is the MPPT?
Yes, so that's the two at the back, the solars.
Yeah, the two
coming in.
MPPT for the 12 volts.
Yes.
Okay.
Not the 12 volt, the 48 volt.
Oh, those are the solar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so coming in.
Okay.
So I've taken the 12 volts off because they get dedicated to solar as well.
And they're generating 80 watts. It's cloudy. It's yeah.
All right. So, remember you had a jumbled nightmare of basically loads of stuff. So basically we've taken all that away. It was dangerous, it was melted, and it was just...
I realize.
Yeah. So what you have now, you have all your power comes out from our system over the other side we just looked at.
Yeah.
Through this contactor, okay, which is normally closed. Okay, so that sends power from here up to this board.
Okay.
And then you've got your air conditioning, your chart table being that main distribution board, and your washing machine as was before.
Okay.
Okay, and literally if you turn your inverter on from the switch up top, this contactor will change.
Can we do it?
Yeah.
It's coming. It takes a while. Now.
There you go. Okay. So what that's done, that's now changed the power. So all these are now being powered. This has gone live. Okay. That's changed the power across, and now all the power through the boat is being run through this instead. Okay. And that's it, really. So turn off the inverter, and there you go. You switch back across, and that's it. Simple as that. None of this switchy stuff. Yeah, use the boat as you intend to use the boat. Okay. And then if anything doesn't work or comes up, you can let me know.
Air conditioning.
Yep.
Everything.
Okay. Cool.
Good.
All right.
Good.
If you'd like to see more videos from us, subscribe to our next videos here. If you'd like to see our last videos, subscribe here.